Habawashtet.
Wajay, everybody.
My name's Kairyn Potts.
And I'm Scott Wabano.
And welcome to the Real Rank podcast.
Now let's get motherfucking ranky.
And what a great episode to get rank about.
Oh my God. It's actually such a good segue from last week's episode as well.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and tell the people what we're talking about today.
Ooh, today we're talking about sex, baby.
All things sex. Everything you've always wanted to talk about with your cousins when your mom wasn't around.
Yeah.
All of the stories about getting finger blasted in the bathroom.
Oh.
The hickeys. The slut walks. Holy.
The walk of shames.
We've all done that.
The prolapse.
Oh. Not all of us have done that. But don't worry, we're going to get into it. But before we begin, who are you wearing?
Today, I am wearing these thrifted pants that I got from a thrift shop here in Toronto. The brand is Guess. I'm wearing a hoodie that I got from Coachella, which is actually Tyler, the Creator's merch. Got to see Tyler, the Creator, which is one of my favorite artists that I've been listening to since high school. I was an Odd Future kid growing up. And yeah, I'm wearing earrings from this kiosk that I got at the Winnipeg airport. I love going to this kiosk. There's like this jewelry store that sells like a lot of crystals and a lot of jewelry. And
we talked about this in episode 1.
Yeah.
I remember now.
Yeah.
It's coming back to me.
That's the same. These are the same earrings. And yeah, I just really fucking love that kiosk, that lady who works
fucking
there.
Airport crystals is crazy. That's because we almost missed our flight that time because you were buying onyx gems or something. I can't remember.
Priorities, man. Priorities. But yeah, that's all I'm wearing. What are you wearing today?
The jeans are Levi's. I'm wearing my little Manitoba mukluk slippers. I got this ring in Santa Fe, the Indian World Market. This necklace is Tiffany's from my boo.
Oh.
It says Doob on it.
That's
and then
actually so
on
cute.
the other side it says Sky, which is my name. And then I got this shirt in Colombia when I used to live in Colombia at a store in Sogamoso. I don't know what the brand is, but
damn, you still fit it?
It's giving Zara though. I feel like a little bit. And these earrings I stole from you. They're porcupine quills.
Raven.
And you haven't even worn them yet. I'm debuting your earrings for you.
You literally wore my earrings last episode.
You wear my pants.
True.
Anyway, okay, I'm going to start my current obsession because I'm so obsessed with this, but I'm so angry about this as well. I have been watching 911 Lone Star, which is the spin-off of the regular show 911. For those of you who've seen it, it has like Angela Bassett in it. It's all about like cops and stuff like that. Anyway, they made a spin-off show called 911 Lone Star, which is about paramedics and firefighters. Mm-hmm. And it follows the story of an Austin, Texas fire department. And they have a huge array of cast. They're all multicultural. They have
That's the one with the gay couple.
Gays, and they're so cute.
Okay, yeah.
Carlos, TK and Carlos.
Okay.
They're so fucking hot. Pretty much the only reason why I started watching the show. And then I started liking the other characters and I was kind of like drawn in, whatever. Anyway, season 5 is out now, but I had to wait over a month for the final episodes, the last 5 episodes. I had to wait literally 2 months since like before Christmas. Mm-hmm. They went on a big hiatus. And I'm like, woohoo. This is officially the very last season that they're going to do, season 5. So I know it has to end in a big way. Tell me why they killed off one of my favorite characters, randomly giving her, like, this is spoiler alert, by the way. Season 5, they randomly give her cancer and then she dies in an episode. Like in one episode, she's dead. And I'm like, great, awesome, cool, loved her. And now she just is dead. And then they fucking... And I can't believe I'm saying this. There's an asteroid coming from space to hit Austin, just their city. And it's all over the news. And they're hiding under their fire trucks, holding hands, waiting for this countdown for this asteroid to hit them and kill them all. And then before, like 10 seconds before it's supposed to land, the episode ends. And now it's a cliffhanger. And I have to wait until next week to see if everyone just dies. And there's only a couple of episodes left. So I'm like, really, writers? This is how you're going to end it? You're just going to literally send a meteor from space to kill them all? That's such lazy writing. And like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
And it does not tie up any loose ends. Like, I still have questions, and I just hope that they don't all just get killed. And I hope that they also don't wake up from a dream, and then like the last whole season was just a fever dream.
Oh my God.
Anyway, that's what I've been obsessed with, but it's driving me insane.
I have no idea what that show is, but I just know there's a gay couple on there because I've seen so many of their edits on my TikTok page.
They are sexy as F, y'all.
They're beautiful. Yeah, a beautiful couple.
And they both came out in real life.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Anyway, what are you obsessed with?
I've been currently obsessed with Doechii, actually, that new artist. Well, she's not really new, but she's been popping off lately, and she's been trending on TikTok for the past few weeks because her new album just got released. She got a song with Tyler, the Creator. I've just been listening to a lot of her music. She's really just been the vibe lately, you know, making me feel like a badass bitch.
What's her main song?
Doechii, she has that song. What the fuck is that song called again? Denial is a River? Yeah, Denial is a River. It's like the one that's been popular on TikTok.
Oh, is that
right
the one?
now.
I like drugs.
Yeah. Yeah, and the music video, I really like the music video. The way that it's shot is actually really beautiful, and that's kind of why I really like the song as well.
Wait, was she also on It's Getting Sticky?
Yeah,
that's her?
That was her.
I guess I do listen. No?
No? Oh, she's not on Sticky. That was Glorilla. Glorilla, yeah.
Ooh, you're a fake fan.
But she is on Tyler, the Creator's new album. Fuck, I forget what that song's called, though.
Oh, I also remember My Name is Doechii from like 2 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Balloon. She has that song Balloon with Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah.
But yeah, been obsessed with her lately. She's been playing a lot while I'm getting ready in the shower and everything.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you guys, we have a guest in the studio today.
Yeah, we have a special guest.
I feel like we should mention it. Our little sister Morgan is coming in to help us as a personal assistant, production line person, helping us stay on track and just like do stuff, because up until this point, we've been doing everything ourselves, and it's difficult when you're the ones kind of being on camera and recording and not being able to pretty much do anything else. So anyway, we have our girl here, Morgan, who's going to be helping us out by researching things and giving us feedback and helping with keeping us on track. That being said, oh my God, you guys, before we even get anywhere close to talking about this topic, we have to give a huge content warning, trigger warning. Viewer discretion is advised. I know it's the Real Rank podcast and it goes without saying, but we need to give it again and let you know if this isn't something that you're comfortable talking about, or if you can't hear about very intimate depictions or descriptions of sex or intimacy or sexual assault, things like that, please consider maybe sitting this one out or doing it in breaks or listening with a friend.
Yeah.
Because we're going to go there.
Yeah, and we'll also list some hotlines and services and resources you could tap into in podcast description, just in case you need to access any of those.
Absolutely. And yeah, your guys' well-being is the number one concern. So, without further ado, let's get ranked.
Let's talk about poonching.
All things poonch. This is the poonch episode. We're now a poonch pod.
The real poonch pod.
I want to say, first and foremost, when did you lose your virginity?
Jeez.
And we're talking ass virginity.
Ass virginity?
Yeah, you okay, I want to know.
I used to be straight once upon a time too. So
I know, so hard to believe.
Yeah,
crazy.
I've eaten a few boxes in my lifetime.
That's crazy. Okay, so I want whole virginity, and I want like oral virginity.
That's crazy. Okay, I remember losing my virginity to a girl back when I was in like grade 8. I'm not going to like name her, obviously, but yeah, I was in grade 8. I remember I was at a party I was very young to be partying, too young to be partying. But I was in
You were
North Bay.
13.
I was 13 years old.
I just did the math in my head. It took me a while, but 13, that's very young to be A, partying, and B, poonching.
13 and 14, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I remember she was like my biggest crush in like grade 8. And I remember like when I first went into my class, like seeing her and was like, and she was also Indigenous too. And I was like, damn, she's like she looks like really beautiful Ojibwe woman.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so she took my virginity.
She took your virginity. Sounds crazy.
I lost my virginity to her. And my guy virginity, like my whole virginity, I think this was back in like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember.
You're like, it was a year later. Grade 9. Her with her brother. Oh.
Crazy. Okay, well, like oh my God, it's crazy to even say whole virginity.
Well, I don't know how else to put it. Anal virginity.
When was the first time I bottomed, I guess you could say? Because there's like two different stories too. Like the first time I bottomed and the first time I've topped.
That's fair.
And like the first time I've like sucked a dick too. So
okay, well,
all
yes,
four of them? Yeah.
fucking right.
Okay, well, I told you my first pussy story. Ew. Fucking gross.
Your first poon?
Ew! This is so gross to think about. But yeah, and then I remember performing oral on a guy from
Performing?
Yeah.
It was a performance.
She's a performer, yeah.
She performed fellatio. Just makes it sound real too pretty.
Well,
it was just sloppy and gross.
It was my first show. I had to put on a good one.
The rent was due.
Fuck no, I was just doing it for fun. Fucking gross.
You're like, actually, I owed him.
But yeah, it was actually in high school. I was in love with this guy from high school. And yeah, he was like the first guy I've experimented with. And then the first time I bottomed was when I was actually 18 or 17. I was 17 actually. And obviously don't recommend this. I was fucking stupid as a kid, but I went on this gay dating site and found like this guy, older guy. It was giving very much Jules from Euphoria, you know, like hooking up with like an older daddy guy. That's who it was. Yeah. It's like, I remember it so vividly too, because I remember I was home alone and he came to my sister's house because I was living with my sister at the time. And I wasn't even out at the time either, so I was really secretive. But anyways, he came over, told him I was 18, and he was like, "Are you sure? You look very young." I was like, "Yeah, I'm 18, whatever." And he came, and I remember he didn't have any like lube or anything. But I had a Vino.
The hand lotion? Yeah.
I don't know if it was hand lotion or body lotion, whatever it was, but it was a Vino.
Well, it wasn't lube.
It wasn't lube. And yeah, he had his condom and everything, and then he was like putting his condom in the Aveeno cream to give it like extra lubrication and whatnot. And then I remember he like started not screaming, but was like, "Oh my God, it's like starting to burn." Like the Aveeno was going into like his pee hole or whatever. And I remember, yeah, it didn't last long. And we stopped, and that was like my first experience bottoming. And I was like, "Yep, all right, Aveeno, don't use as lube."
I guess when you're that age, you just don't know what you don't know.
I didn't know. I wasn't aware.
You're like, if it's good for my hands, it must be good for the peen.
if it's nice and soft and moisturizing. But yeah, like I remember taking sex ed when I was in high school during that time too. But there was no education on gay sex, you know.
There never is.
There never is.
I don't even think there is yet.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy because, you know, we're here. And I didn't know how
we were in junior high almost 20 years ago.
No, not me.
Oh, just me. Okay. But things haven't really
20 years
much.
ago, I was 9 years old.
Okay, well, I was almost in junior high. Jeez, that's crazy. So you lost all four of your quote unquote virginities before you were 18.
Yeah, before I was 18.
Damn. She was exploratory.
Well, yeah.
You were Scott the Explorer. really important to mention, a lot of young queer kids do exactly what you're doing, which is you're wanting to explore. You can't really, it's not safe to come out sometimes at school or in your family, and you're craving the same experiences that a lot of your straight peers are going through, having their first kiss, holding hands, going to the movies, getting to second base, grinding, feeling each other, and then eventually, I don't know, exploring with oral or anal or whatever. That kind of all happens naturally, but it's so hard for that to happen to a queer kid, especially like a young gay boy.
Oh God, yeah.
And so what I've noticed, and I did this too, is a lot of young people go to the internet to find those connections. And unfortunately, it means that you connect with a lot of older people who take advantage of the fact that you have to go there.
It's unfortunate, yeah. And I'm so sad for that child that had to go through that.
Yeah.
It's very common.
It's so common.
So common.
When you were talking about it, it didn't even faze me. I'm just like, oh yeah, duh. Well, of course that's what you had to do.
And it's like, even when I think of like the first time I ever kissed a guy too, like I was like 14 years old, and I remember he was like well over his 20s. Like that's crazy to think about. Like,
yeah, and you guys, listen clearly to this. Those men out there who are adults, who are engaging in sexual acts with people knowingly under 18, those are pedophiles. That is illegal, and that is not okay.
They're predators.
They are 100% predators. And those older men who are in their 50s, late 40s, whatever, who exclusively go after boys, and I say boys, who teeter the line of being 18, like jailbait boys.
Yeah.
Those men who only go after those kinds of boys, those are pedophiles.
The big red.
Skirting prosecution on a technicality. They want you the second that you turn 18, but they've liked you and wanted you way before that. It's just that they weren't allowed to. So consider that, but that's a reality. That's like such a lived reality of like queer people, especially little gay boys. Like you kind of have to, you accept the love you think you deserve, and you take what you can get, and you're so desperate for that connection and for that, like, you want that like cute moment that a lot of your peers at school are getting, and you're just not able to. And so unfortunately, your sex sometimes has to be in the shadows, and it needs to be illegal, or it needs to be like on an app.
Not to mention like the glorification that we also sometimes see within like media representation with gay couples as well. Like I remember seeing a lot of like, you know, that older type of thing, like when you're young, you're sleeping with like your high school teacher, you know, like very much that was very prominent in a lot of media back then. And
MILFs and DILFs.
Yeah, like it's kind of crazy how normalized that was in society. And obviously it ingrained in a lot of youth like myself who thought it was okay to kind of pursue sexual relations with somebody who was older, like enough to be like my fucking father, you know, like that's fucked up.
Or your grandfather, which is also crazy.
Yep.
Okay, but before I even mention when I lost any of my virginities, I have to also make it clear. Virginity is a social construct. It's very colonial, and it was brought into society and enforced by patriarchy and religion. The sanctity, quote unquote, sanctity and purity and innocence and value of you and your worth has absolutely nothing to do with the number of people that you've slept with or the number of sexual experiences you've had. So let's just make that clear. Virginity does not exist. It is a social construct. We have created it to shame people. And I don't really stand by it, but I'm using that word because it's the word that people will understand. And it's a conversation starter. So in terms of like my quote-unquote virginities.
So have you ever munched on any boxes in your lifetime?
No, I've never munched on box.
Crazy.
I'm what they consider a gold star gay. For those of you who don't know what that is, it means I'm gay, but I've never had sex with a woman, but I also was C-sectioned. I was a cesarean section baby, which means I was cut out of my mother's stomach, which means I never went through my mother's vagina to be birthed. So I've never actually been with a vagina in kind of any way.
That's fucking crazy.
Gold star.
That's the first time I've ever heard of something like that, actually.
Yeah, you've heard of World Star.
Oh,
this is Gold Star. But yeah.
So how old were you?
How old was I when I had bum sex? When I lost my anal virginity. How old was I?
It's crazy.
Bum sex is crazy. I was 18.
Oh.
I was 18. and this is awesome that we're bringing this up because it's with my partner who I just talked about in the last episode. It was with him. We had been dating 4 months at that time. And he wanted to pooch very badly. But I kind of was the one who was like, no, I don't want to.
So wait, you waited 4 months into your relationship to pooch?
Yeah, and we had already been talking like a considerable amount of time before we even went on our first date. And then we became official, and then I made him wait 4 months.
Wow.
So it was a long time of waiting. But the reason I did it that way is because I was traumed the F out from sexual assaults that I've been through. I'm a sexual assault survivor of CSA and also of sexual assault by older men in my life who I considered to be people who wanted to protect me and who had my best interests at heart, who I saw somewhat like a father, a couple of them. And so I was dealing with a lot of feelings of like, my body wasn't my own. My body was for other people's pleasure. I felt disgusting. And not only that, but physically, when I would get into intimate moments with somebody, my heart rate would start to go. My body would have a physical reaction to what was happening. So it wasn't like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I want to do this. He's so hot. This is amazing. My body wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah.
I would get so panicky. I would get sweaty. I would get dizzy. I would feel like they were hurting me, even though they weren't. I was so in my head and having this visceral reaction to people touching me that I just knew if I was ever going to like lose my virginity or have like sex with somebody that I would need to have built up a lot of trust with them. And I would need to do baby steps, dip my toes in the water before I cannonball into getting my P spot tickled.
P spot.
But anyway, yeah, so 4 months go by. He's like, I really want to like do this. And I'm like, sorry, I'm just like not super comfortable yet. And he's like, don't worry, like we're not rushing this. He also was like telling me, I have had a bad relationship with sex and I want to not do that going forward. I want to like reintroduce myself to sex in a very like healthy way. And I want to have a good, healthy, safe sexual relationship with you. So I'm totally okay with waiting. It's actually going to be good for us. Like we'll work on all the other aspects of our relationship. And then by the time we end up doing this, it'll be more important. And it'll be like, and I'm not saying that you have to wait for it to be important. I'm just saying that's what worked for us. And it made me feel very safe. And so when we actually did have sex, I remember it was at a party, which is crazy. New Year's Eve party of like 2012 or 2013. I can't remember the year. I was 18 though. And we were drinking. I wasn't so drunk that I didn't know what was going on. I was just a little bit tipsy. And I remember the night was winding down and we went to his coworker's place and she had a small apartment and we were all camping out in the living room. And there was like, I think maybe 5 or 6 of us in this living room. Everyone was asleep. This was after this crazy New Year's Eve party. And then he and I were sleeping on a couch that turned into a bed. I guess like a futon. Yeah, sofa bed, futon thingy. And he just wanted to do it. And he had condoms and lube, which was very presumptuous of him. Just kidding. No, but we had already talked about wanting to do it. And so he was like, let's just do it. And we're both like obviously tipsy and in the mood. So I was like, sure. And so we did it. And it hurt. It was very painful. I bottomed. I remember feeling like, yeah, it really, really hurt. We needed tons and tons of lube and it still hurt after that. It was fine though. Once you like kind of get into it, I was like, oh, okay, this isn't that bad. Would I say it was like super enjoyable? Not really. I don't think a lot of people's first time is super enjoyable.
Say, yeah, the first time is never really as enjoyable.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but I wasn't like, oh my God, that was amazing. I remember I bled.
Oh yeah,
like
it's very common.
Yeah, the lube mixed with my blood was going down my leg, and I remember thinking I was dying.
Oh my God!
But it was just all of the like when you use a lot, like we use lots of lube, so it was like really there's lots of liquid down there, right? So even if you get like little micro tears, that the color of that blood mixes with the whatever. And so I went to the bathroom and I remember it like going down my leg just a little bit. And I'm thinking like, holy fuck, am I bleeding out? Like, this is crazy. I was so scared. I FaceTimed I called my friend and I was like, what am I going to do? And she was like, you're fine. Just wipe it and go to bed. I was like, okay. Anyway, but to this day, fast forward however many years that was, 14 years or whatever, I never, ever, ever regretted my first time. I feel so comfortable with it. Till the day I die, I can go to my deathbed being like, I made a good choice.
Yeah.
I was very safe and I was very happy and I was in love and I felt Like I was completely my choice. I'm so glad that I did it that way and I didn't rush myself and force myself to go and have some weird fling in the backseat of a car with some random stranger. I would have probably done myself a big injustice and probably would have been crying a lot because of that decision. So I'm so glad I didn't.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, no, I feel that. I feel like I wish my first times were as special as that one, but I was just fucking drunk and horny.
Yeah, and that's how it be, you guys.
I mean, it's valid. I mean, that's so valid too, I guess.
100%. And in terms of giving head, I'm pretty sure I don't know if I would say I sucked a dick, but I definitely licked it.
Definitely nibbled on it.
Yeah. I might have tapped it on my forehead a couple times.
Tap, tap, tap.
Yeah.
Come here, little guy.
Might have snuggled it a little bit. But this was before my partner who I lost my virginity to. I was kind of like seeing a couple of guys dating. A lot of like guys at that time were trying really hard to like get me to be in bed with them. But yeah, they were older than me too by like 10 years.
That's crazy.
And I remember I was only 18, freshly like 1 month into being 18.
Just jailbait. Literal
jailbait. And I felt like a piece of meat thrown in a piranha tank because I would literally have guys begging me like, please, 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 come on, just like come back with me, please, 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 like that, like yearning for me.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, this is so disgusting. This is scary. This is gross, right?
Yeah.
And
wait, when did you come out?
When I was 18.
When you were 18? Okay.
Yeah, and so all of this was like prior to meeting my partner. During that weird 18 had just come out. And I was partying a lot and going out and trying to like meet people and be gay. And I met this guy who was a bouncer at the bar that I came out at. Big muscly black guy, tall, handsome. He was about 28 or 29 at the time, and I had just turned 18. And I remember he was obsessed with me. And he would always like come up to me and like be like, "You're all good? Like, need any help?" Like wanting me to make sure that I didn't get like hit on by creeps and like whatever. He was like always like coming in and checking out for me, and he would like make me steak dinners, and like we would watch cartoons or not cartoons but like movies together. And he was like fully courting me and like trying to date me, and it never ended up going anywhere. But yeah, there was one time he and I kind of like got down and dirty with each other, and he knew that I had like past traumas. I was very open about like, I don't want to have sex. I'm not ready. But I also enjoyed going on the dates, and I enjoyed the making out sessions, and I enjoyed all of that. But it was so hard for me to like go further.
Go more.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a big thing too. Like people don't realize it's like a whole like spiritual exchange as well.
That's how I felt. I felt like I was giving him a piece of myself, you know?
Yeah.
And one night he was like, "Do you want to sleep over?" And I'm like, "Sure." And this sounds so funny to say. I never realized how crazy this was. But he used to have to go to the bathroom to jack off so that when we cuddled together, he wasn't going to be like
bricked up.
Yeah, like like sexually frustrated the whole night. Yeah. It like helped him to sleep.
That's crazy. And you wouldn't help him? He would just go and...
He'd be like, if I'm going to cuddle with you all night, I got to go and finish this, and then I'll come back out. And he's like, it'll help. And I'm like, okay, do what you need to do. But I knew I was like teasing him, and like, it was kind of fun to be the tease a little bit too, selfishly, because I knew how badly he wanted me, and it was like kind of an ego boost.
Yeah, no, I totally got that.
But anyway, yeah, so there was this one time he didn't do that. And we were like making out, and he was like rubbing into me. And I remember he started to like rub into me so much. We still had our underwear on, but he like finished by rubbing into the side of my like leg. And I remember thinking, is that possible? Did he just come? Because he made this like grunting noise, and I was like, what the hell?
It's giving Bad Teacher, that scene from Justin Timberlake and Cameron Diaz.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, he's like dry humping the fuck out of her. And then he just like finishes, and Cameron Diaz's character is like leaving, and he just has a big fucking cum stain in his pants.
I didn't know that it was possible. But I guess it makes sense. Duh.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, I didn't realize like dry humping's a big thing. Anyway, he did that to me for like a good 40 minutes and then came. And I remember he was like...
Imagine getting dry humped for 40 minutes. That's fucking
Well, we were making out, and I was enjoying the making out.
Okay, yeah.
But near
just friction, just a rug burn by the end of it.
Just fucking burned me.
Just all raw from your denim jeans.
Yeah, so anyway, I remember that happened, and I was like, did we have sex? So dumb. Real stupid I was. But no, we 100% did not. But yeah, So that was and another night that I don't know, a week later, I slept over at his house and I remember going down on him.
Mhm.
I don't know what possessed me. We were making out and I was like, okay. And I went down and I remember I pulled it out and I like kind of like licked it and like kissed it. And then I remember it was salty. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. So I put it back and then I went back up and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. So he was like, I'm surprised you even tried.
Mhm.
And he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't know. I just got really into it.
You just
I
got
kind of like,
ahead of yourself
yeah, I
there.
jumped the gun a little bit and I was like, I don't know. I like this. And so we never ended up doing that. So I guess technically the first time I ever like fully gave head was with my partner,
Mm.
which is crazy to think about. But yeah, never fucked around with any girls, nothing like that. I did, however, and I'm going to bring up something that's a little bit trigger warning. Growing up, and you know this too well, a lot of straight girls get like gay best friends,
Oh god.
the GBF,
The GBF.
and they really want to wear you like a little handbag. They want you to be their little gay bestie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like,
oh my god, I wish you were straight.
I wish I could just date you.
If you were straight, you would be my boyfriend.
Yeah, we're so perfect together.
Why can't you just be straight?
Can we talk about how toxic that is?
That's
and
so
yet,
toxic.
every single time it's represented in media, it's always innocent. Like this girl who's being very dismissive and making jokes and like being very forward
It's
and
scary.
invalidating your identity. Like all these things, they're predatory.
It's
Really,
very
a lot of them.
scary being on the other end of that. Like
We never ever hold these girls to be accountable for that kind of crazy action. And I remember I was really quite cute at that age. I got compared a lot to Justin Bieber. And he was like a big craze at the time. And so people were always like, oh my God, you're just like Justin Bieber. You're so cute. And girls would like, I remember when I was in school, girls would come and pull on my hair.
Triggering.
They'd come and pinch me. They'd like yank on my collar. Girls were acting like feral around me at that age.
Oh god, yeah.
And whenever it was time to like have school dances, I would get like tons of little notes. Do you want to go to the dance with me? It was overwhelming. I hated it. I didn't like the attention. I didn't even know that I was gay, but I just knew I didn't want that.
Yeah.
Because it was just too much. And
fuck, I look like a girl. I look like a girl growing up, so I was on the opposite end of that. I look
like a girl now.
Yeah, ain't nobody want to fucking fuck with me when I was a little kid. I was just real brown and round.
You look like Mowgli. Mowgliana.
Fuck's sakes, with my thick goggles, dude. Jeez, it was horrible. No girls want to.
I'm just picturing that image of you from that picture you showed. Maybe you just like with your real deep ass eyes, just looking real mad with your long hair and your basketball jersey.
Bitch, that was me through and through. Hey, I still had girlfriends back then. Fucking solid.
I love that. But anyway, yeah, so I had all these girls who were like trying to act like that, and I had a lot of like girlfriends who would get jealous of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize what they were doing. I was so naive at the time. It took me like 10 years to figure out what the hell was going on in that dynamic.
Yeah.
But they would act so weird to me. They would get jealous if I was hanging out with another friend, all this kind of stuff. And as we got older into high school, they would always make jokes about me being gay.
Just had a claim over you, basically.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like, well, I thought you were going to walk home with me. And I was like, well, she lives in the same direction as I am, so it wouldn't make sense to walk you back home 25 minutes and then come all the way back and then go all the way to my house when I can just walk with her. Okay, well, be like that then. And it's like, what? You have to go home anyway. Just, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Why is this a big deal, right? Well, you always choose her over me. I'm like, I'm going home. She just happens to live in the same direction, so I'm walking with her. It's all about choosing you over anybody. And there was that weird thing where what it was really about was I have this massive crush on you. I want to spend time with you. I feel threatened and hurt that you are choosing, quote unquote, choosing to spend time with another girl.
Yeah.
When I clearly will never love her back. And I clearly am not interested. And so that unrequited love just eats at them and turns them into these like fucking hormonal crazy people who treat you like shit. And I didn't deserve that. It wasn't my fault that they had these crushes. Like, it's your responsibility to keep your feelings in check. If you feel like somebody's not reciprocating your feelings, deal with it, boo. It sucks, but guess what? That's what happens when you have crushes. You run the risk of them not liking you back, and then you have to deal with the outcomes of it.
Yeah.
Not everyone you have a crush on is going to like you. So welcome to the real world. Especially when they're queer and you're really trying to push it. That's weird.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
They used to, when we got into high school, I remember 2 specific times that really scarred me. I fully got assaulted by these girls who were straight, who I thought were my like quote unquote best friends.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, we were at this party. We must have been 16, maybe 15 or 16. I can't remember. And this girl, I said, oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And actually, even before I went to the bathroom, we were all laying in my friend's bed. There was 5 of us, and there was this girl, and we're all watching this movie, and we were sipping on like white wine coolers. So we thought we were really cool. And I only had drank like half of mine, and I was already like super tipsy.
Yeah.
And we're sitting in this bed in the dark, watching this weird movie, like a documentary or something. And I remember she put her hands in my pants, like under my waistband.
Oh God.
And was like touching me and was fondling me, and I felt so uncomfortable. I grabbed her hand, pulled it out of my pants, and I remember feeling so violated and gross, and I was like, what the fuck is she doing? She's like trying to make a move at me. This is like my friend. I got like shivers thinking about it. So I got up and I was going to the bathroom. She followed me. Instead of us going into the bathroom, we went into a different room. I can't remember if it was like a spare bedroom or if it was like an office. I can't remember what it was. We go in there. She closes the door, turns off the light, pushes me against the wall, and puts her hand back in my pants and is like really rough, like grabbing me and groping me. And it was so animalistic and like aggressive. And she was like trying to kiss my neck and like do all these things to me. And I was just like put my arms up, and I was just like shocked about what was happening to me. And I remember I pushed her away, and I was like, what are you doing? And I remember she looked at me and smirked and said, ha, I knew you were gay. And then she walked out of the room.
That's crazy.
And
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was fucking atrocious.
Especially when it's like coming from someone you thought you could trust, like as a close friend and everything.
Yeah. And I didn't know this until later, but my other best friend, my best friend, was the one who put her up to it to see if I was gay.
Oh my God.
So I just felt like they were conspiring
like
and like
conspiracy. That's crazy.
And I was like,
Ew.
I just got assaulted like really badly, and I didn't call it an assault until I was like 22 because I thought it was just like, I don't know why I didn't consider it assault. And I want to talk to all of our viewers right now specifically, like that is 100% sexual assault.
Yeah.
That is like borderline rape, and I didn't consider it to be until I was in therapy, and I had to get a counselor to tell me, you got assaulted. And I was like, really? Like, I didn't get raped. Like, nothing went inside me. They're like, that's not what rape is. Like, rape is this. Rape is any kind of like unwanted sexual advance and assault on you physically.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that isn't 100% what happened. And she was like, yeah, that's assault. And I was like, holy shit. And it was so liberating. And I felt like that's why it upset me so much. Yeah. That's why I get shivers down my spine when I talk about it, because it was so violating. So anyway, no, I did not have sex with girls, but I did have a lot of like straight friends do weird shit like that to me on the guise of like, we need to find out if he's straight or not. Let's put him to the test. And that happens all the time. So you straight girls out there who have gay best friends, let them be gay and love them for being gay, and don't make it fucking weird. And don't try to fucking assault them.
No, it's true.
Yeah, don't get drunk and make them feel on your titties. That happened to me once too. They literally would grab my hands and be like, just feel, come on, just feel. And I'm like, I don't fucking want to. And they think it's like all funny and like whatever. Because you're gay, huh? It's funny because you're gay. It's not real because you're gay. But it's like, no, it doesn't matter if you're gay or not. You have a body, and your body is yours, and it's 100% yours to control, and you're allowed to put up any boundaries that you want to, even with your partners. Yeah. Your husband or wife can rape you too. Just because you love them doesn't mean they can't do it. In fact, most sexual assaults come from people who you trust, who you know. So consider that.
Yeah.
Anyway, those are the times I lost my virginity.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. That's horrible. So, transitioning from that.
Yeah. Y'all, sexual assault is like so prevalent in our communities.
It happens too much.
It happens way too much. You need to recognize what it looks like and know how to name it.
I feel like I've experienced a few experiences like that too, but it was never with like straight girls. It was usually always straight guys.
Oh yeah,
Like that's a
that's
whole
tea.
other thing too. Like, and like they end up like when you speak about it too, they start gaslighting you
Mhm.
and like trying to switch it into a whole perception into like this whole other thing. But yeah, like I remember it happening to me a lot after I came out of the closet. Like I never really faced it growing up in high school because I wasn't really out at the time, but like there was guys like at parties who would try and like make little sexual advances to me who were like deemed straight, you know? But I just like never paid it no mind. I was just like whatever until I came out of the closet and then I started going to all these different res parties and like everybody's just fucking like I don't know, everybody just fucking turned out gay all of a sudden, you know? Like
That's tea.
that's actually tea. Like a lot of these like quote unquote straight guys are very much, you know, DL and just like to
Talk to them
experiment.
about what that means, DL.
DL is very like it stands for down low. So they like to like hook up with guys on the down low. You know, they don't really like to advertise it, or usually when they're hooking up with a guy, they tell that guy, don't tell anybody. It's very hush hush.
They also use the word discreet quite a bit.
Discreet, yeah, is also another word.
So they'll say, oh, I'm down low or I'm discreet,
Mhm.
which means they don't want to send you pictures. They don't want you knowing any of their personal information. They're not going to meet you in public anywhere. Everything is like totally, they're just faceless,
Yeah.
anonymous, completely anonymous. And they just want the experience and they don't want anything else.
Yeah, like I remember growing up, I've really seen a lot of that growing up. And then, but then when I started coming out and like being like the little freak that I am today, I went through a phase where I was like fucking with a lot of DL guys, just because there's
2
like
weeks ago?
not here, but like there's like I know I like been on the other end of it because and I was like so mentally ill. Well, I'm still mentally ill, but but at the time I was like I was so addicted to like the thrill of it, you know? Like there's like something about it when I was in that phase, just like, you know, being secretive and sneaking around, like I don't know. I was so blinded by thinking like that was some type of romance, you know?
Yeah.
And it was like so wild because a lot of these DL guys are like fucking crazy. Like I remember this one guy, we were in the same hotel and like his whole community was having like this fucking like holiday party at this hotel we were staying at. And it was got to the point where he was like, yeah, like I have my wife or like my fiance and like my kids in the room, but I want to bring you into the washroom and I want to like, you know, do stuff with you in the
Oh my
washroom.
God.
Which is crazy. I'm like, your fucking fiance is asleep with her kids in the bedroom and you want to take me into the washroom to fuck me?
You're like, so anyway, I went.
So anyways, I went.
I said, shut up, you little kids. Keep it quiet. You're going to wake up your mom.
I said, fuck them kids.
Fuck that family. Fuck that nuclear family. I'm going to drop a nuclear bomb on that family.
But like, no, I didn't go see that guy, but that was really an eye-opening experience to me and like really showed me like how far these guys are willing to go to kind of keep it a secret. But like, I don't know. I think they also get like a thrill out of it or get something out of it at the same time. And yeah, for the longest time, I was really just dealing with a lot of guys like that. And it really fucked up with like my self-esteem and my self-worth because deep down inside, I'm like a very romantic person. I love romance and I want like, you know, to be wined and dined and taken out, you know, and shown off to the world.
And then folded.
And then folded, yes. But unfortunately, like, you know, I was always seeking that into these discreet and DL guys. And unfortunately, they weren't in the position to be able to offer that to me. And it just really fucked me up for a long time. And it took me a long time to really stop dealing with those types of men and their empty promises. And unfortunately, a lot of Indigenous communities are crawling with guys like that. But it's only because of like, you know, just the whole society and like everything that's really ingrained in our communities, like especially within northern communities, you know, like homophobia and transphobia really runs rampant up there because of the lack of awareness of, you know, indigiqueer and two-spirit identities and just the whole LGBTQ acronym, you know, there's no awareness and education about that. And so people feel like they need to hide parts of themselves because, unfortunately they won't get accepted by their families. I've seen people get shunned from their family, like it's crazy. And it just makes me sad, because like I always truly believe that we all live one life, and it just makes me sad that some people aren't willing to live their true, authentic life because of the societal norms that are placed within our communities, and like having to be an indigenous man and find an indigenous woman, and all of those traditional roles and stuff, like very like toxic masculine roles. Like it's really unfortunate, and I just feel for those guys. And I think that's why I fell victim to a lot of these guys, because I'm a very empathetic person as well. And I truly believe like, sometimes people just need that guiding hand, sometimes, because like I've had like just that one person in my life that really helped change my life around. And I've always believed that we all need somebody like that. And yeah, unfortunately, I just fell victim to that.
And you realize you can't change any of these men.
You can't.
They don't want to be changed.
No.
One thing that is so sad is that these men, they are so homophobic and so transphobic.
Internalized homophobia.
It's so internalized. And when real shit pops off in the community that hurts Two-Spirit or Indigenous queer people, those men are nowhere to be seen. They scatter like cockroaches, and they hide under this veil of being straight and having a family and being a dad and a husband and all of these things. So what they want from you is they want to fuck your little twink bum and then come in you and then never speak to you again. And then they want to run back to their wives with their kids, and they want to act like the very honorable councilman in the nation, and they want to pretend that nothing's going on, and then they will vote to ban drag shows at the school. But they sure do love that twink ass. So that's the thing, you guys.
That's clock that tea.
That's fucking tea. And I have literally had guys call me crying who have families because they're like, I wish I could be like you. And I'm like, well, the only thing that's stopping you is that I'm braver than you. Like, if you had a little bit more bravery, you could live your life this way. And I'm not trying to victim blame. I know it's hard to come out on the res, and it's not always safe.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If none of us live our lives authentically, we're going to be worse off as a community. So I urge folks who are DL or who are like, you already know you want to fuck around with these guys. You're taking that risk anyway. So why don't you do yourself a favor and try to live authentically, instead of what you're doing is perpetuating so much harm in the community.
So much more violence.
And you are making it so much harder for our queer young people to have real relationships. And because you're leading them on, you're stringing them on. Oh, I want to be with you. You're never going to leave your wife. You're never going to upset the status quo, this heteronormative relationship that you've gotten into. You're never going to leave your partner and the safety of being straight passing to give this queer person even a glimmer of hope that you'll be with them. But you're going to keep doing it because you like the sex and it's fun and exciting for you. So if you're already willing to risk your entire life to go and like have a sexy rendezvous at a hotel with some Two-Spirit baddie, why don't you use that same energy and help the community and live your authentic selves? Like, once you break down those chains that are keeping you wrapped up and so in internal turmoil, you're torturing yourself. Free yourself from that. We represent a life that you want, just to be yourself. But you're scared of all the things we're scared of. Persecution, being disowned, being attacked, being killed, not having rights, not being able to be married, not being able to have kids. All of these things still affect us. It's just that we're out here at least putting a name to it and being proud and holding our heads up. So you deal men in the community who are being fucking assholes. Do fucking better.
Slide in my DMs.
That's crazy. Hit up Scott for a good time. That's crazy. Can I say, though, I think I get hit on more by straight guys than gay guys.
Yeah, no, same, actually.
And like people don't believe us.
Mhm.
Honey, your man is gay. Your brother is gay. Your
The
dad's
Nile
gay.
is a river in Egypt. Your husband is gay.
It's so fucking true though. Ask any two-spirit baddie that you know. They have so many guys who you would never, ever, ever believe are like that.
Fucking right, I can make you my stepson.
I know like 5 people off the top of my head whose lives I could ruin just because I know that they
whose lives I can ruin.
That sounds crazy to say it that way, but like what I'm saying is I know 5 guys off the top of my head who have made a move on me, who I know have girlfriends or who I know are in positions where if people knew that they were queer or questioning or bi or whatever, that it would ruin their reputations. They would like
Oh, I'm ready to ruin a reputation right now. You know, actually, just ready. But it's kind of crazy because a lot of the most homophobic people are oftentimes the ones who are the most closeted. And I want to say this because it's kind of crazy. Like back in the day, there was one of these chiefs from one of our communities in the USG who was very outwardly homophobic and very, you know, vocal about it and like super religious and all this stuff. And during his time as chief, one of my friends, we all go to the gay village in Montreal, and she went to this gay strip club and he was fucking there with a twink sitting on his fucking lap.
Was it me? I didn't know you saw me at that club. Fuck.
But like it just like
Raven, that was me.
That was you. Holy fuck. But yeah, it was like, it's just kind of crazy like how that happened and how that turned out, you know? It was just like, it's usually the most homophobic guys who are like perpetuating that internalized homophobia and just really projecting towards other two-spirit gays and
fucking
stuff like that.
Say it louder. You guys, listen to what he just said. Look at the people in your close circle, in your communities, who are the most homophobic. The ones who like, you know, there's a couple of guys who'll be like, I'm not gay, but like, I don't have any issue with them. Just don't like hit on me. Whatever. That's still shitty, but I can handle that. It's the people that are like, fuck those faggots, blah, 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 and they go over the top with their homophobia. And it's so like up shocking. It's like, wow, holy fuck, you really hate gay people. That's crazy. Those are the ones who they just
grab my gear.
Well, not only that, but they're the ones who take the dick. They're the ones who are bouncing on it secretly. They're the ones who are doing lines off of hard erections. Those guys are the ones who are in the thick of their gayness who hide the most. That's why they get so triggered and they have such visceral reactions to homophobia. I mean, to somebody being gay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually the straightest guys are the biggest bottom.
It's like literally, it's like pretendians. You can spot a pretendian because they walk in with a headdress and war paint. Mm-hmm. They're doing the most because they're so scared of being like caught. And so these straight guys who walk in and they puff their chest up and they see somebody who has even an ounce of femininity around them and they're like, gay. Or if you like give them a straw that's pink, I don't like pink straws. You might as well shove a cock up my ass right now. Like they have such crazy reactions to like the most gentlest of like gender nonconformity or like homoeroticism, like anything. Like they don't want to hug you too long because it's too gay. Like, you know what I mean? They don't wipe their ass because anything around their butthole is gay. Like those are the guys you got to watch out for. They really be doing the most and it's scary.
But they really do have the best dick.
That's crazy. Oh, jeez, I want to talk to you about consent.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, I feel like our conversation up until this point has always implied consent. But why don't we talk a little bit more about what is consent?
Consent is important, y'all. Yes means yes, and no means no.
Mm-hmm. And if you feel like you want to say no, but you say yes, it still can also mean no, because consent is reversible and it needs to be enthusiastic.
You need to be comfortable with giving consent because it's like I said, it's a big spiritual exchange, you know, and it's okay to be protective of that energy. You know, you might want to feel it in the meantime, and then when it happens, might change your mind. That's completely fine. Yeah, it's really important to vocalize that. You know, vocalize that. Have strong communication when you guys are participating in sex.
Mm-hmm. Consent is continuous and reversible and enthusiastic. Remember those 3 things. At any point, you can say, actually, I don't really want to do this anymore. At any point. And that is okay. If you don't want to have sex anymore and your partner's like, well, too bad, we're already kind of into it, that's called rape. Consent needs to be enthusiastic. If you're with somebody and you're like, hey, is it cool if I like go down on you? And they're like, I mean, I guess if you really want to. That's not consent.
Yeah, that's...
Come on. Like, that's not consent. And if you're a guy who's like, okay, cool, and you just do it, come on.
It's a red flag.
Consent is about more than just words sometimes. It's completely about body language. It's about making the person comfortable. That's why I said it needs to be enthusiastic. That's a requirement. This person needs to be, first of all, completely sober. And if you've had a couple of drinks, they still need to be sober enough that they're cognizant and aware and have autonomy over their body and can be trusted. Because like if somebody's blackout drunk and can barely walk, they may say, oh my God, yeah, I want to fuck you. You're so hot. They are in no position to be driving a car home, to be texting their ex, to be doing really anything, especially sex, especially something as serious as sex. If they can't even put one foot in front of the other, how do you trust them to be able to make any kind of important decision that's safe about sex?
Exactly.
Yeah. And so continuous, which means you need to keep checking in. One good rule of thumb too is like if you're hooking up with someone and you're doing something that's kind of pushing the boundary a little bit more, like let's say you're making out, everything's hot and heavy, and then you want to start like touching their genitals, maybe be like, hey, is this cool?
Yeah. Hey, is it okay?
At every kind of point that you're progressing, hey, is this cool? Because it's easier to say, hey, is this cool? And have them say no than it is for you to go down there and start touching them and then for them to freak out.
Yeah. No,
you don't want that to happen. And it really doesn't take a lot, you guys. Hey, is this cool? Hey, are you happy? Hey, are you okay?
Communication is
everything
really
all cool?
important.
That's all it takes. And it's hot too for a guy to like,
Consent
it's really
is sexy.
nice. Consent is sexy for a guy to be like, you like that? Fucking rights. That's consent there too. Hey, you like that? Do you like this? Does this feel good? And if they're like, actually, no, it feels awful, then you got to stop, girls. You got to stop. So yeah, consent. Make sure that you come up with, and this is what I did when I was young. I got taught by a social worker, actually. I trained myself in like little couple of sentence. I put like couple sentences in the bank for when I really needed them that I had rehearsed. Because when you're in a situation and you don't want to do it, one thing that a lot of young people have told me is that like, I don't want them to get mad at me. I don't want them to freak out.
It's always that biggest fear.
Yeah. And I don't want to feel like I cheated them or I led them on. And it's like, you're not going to know how your body's going to feel until you're actually into it. And if you decide you don't want to, for whatever reason, you need to be able to sit comfortably in that decision. And that other person needs to just deal with it. So it's not about them. So I used to have little phrases that I would say like, hey, I really like you. I'm just not feeling well right now. And I would use that excuse, whether maybe their breath stunk, maybe I got diarrhea, whatever. Like you don't need to tell them why. So what I would say was, I really like you. And that's kind of like making them feel better.
Yeah.
And I really want to do this. I'm just not feeling well right now. And then you kind of make them feel a little bit guilty or like bad if they want to keep doing it. You're like, actually, I'm not feeling well. It's a great get out of jail free card because they can't get mad at you. Like you've had days where you feel like shit too.
Yeah.
So you guys come up with little get out of jail free cards that you have in the back of your pocket to get out of situations like that. And you can talk about this, but when you're going to, because I don't really meet up with guys on Grindr all that much, but I know that there were times that you would go up and meet up with guys. What are some ways that people can stay safe if they're going to like hook up with some? Hypothetically, I know you may not employ all of these.
I was going to say, always get pictures. I think pictures is a really important thing. You got to be safe because you never know. Like, there's fucking crazy people out there, bitches. You know, you got to be safe.
They will murder you.
Yeah, there's little murderers out there.
There was a guy in the village, remember?
Yeah.
He murdered all these people in the gay village. He was a serial killer. And he used Grindr.
Yeah. It's very true.
Don't want to scare you all, but kind of want to scare you a little bit.
Yeah. No, always make sure you send your friend your location as well, I think is
Mhm.
really important. Always make sure somebody has your location and kind of giving them a heads up too, like, oh yeah, I'm going to go meet this guy. Just so somebody knows your whereabouts as well. Always make sure you have condoms and lube. Don't always assume that the other person's going to have it. It's really, really important for you to be safe and protective of your body. Communication is also really key. I always try and meet up in a public place when I was on Grindr. Meeting up in a public place is really important. Yeah.
Okay, little sex fluent squad member, you better work. Okay, PSA.
Yeah, no, I've definitely utilized Grindr a lot growing up just because, I was heavily in the closet at one point. And, I was also, when I was growing up and out of the closet, I wasn't necessarily going to a lot of gay scenes, and there was nothing really like that as well within the res or even in like North Bay, like little cities like that. So Grindr is definitely something that I utilize, and especially exploring like my gay identity, and wanting to explore who I am as a sexual person. Grindr was really great for that. But I always made sure that I was like hooking up. Well, I don't want to say I always made sure because there have been times where I've just hooked up with random ass people because I've just wanted to get a quick little load off, unfortunately. And
Ew, what? That sounded so gross. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. Well, like it's true,
That
Sometimes a
language
guy,
just sounded gross to me.
a
I
bitch,
don't want to get a quick load off. Holy.
a bitch has needs
Want to
sometimes.
dump my seed.
Ew, I just want to get someone pregnant. Ew. So gross. But yeah, like I don't know, like a bitch had needs, back in the day. And yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, you bring up a good point. Sometimes you're like in the moment or you're drinking or you're on substances, whatever. You're not always the safest.
Mhm.
What's your experience like with STBBIs?
Oh God, yes. I've definitely contracted a few in my day and age.
STBBIs stand for sexually transmitted infection, and BBI is just bloodborne infection.
Have you ever gotten one before?
Never.
Never? Fuck, I've gotten syphilis from a fucking nurse. Which is crazy because it was actually the first time I ever I got an STI.
That's a bad one to get right off the bat too.
Yeah, I know.
From a nurse.
From a motherfucking
Should have known better.
nurse. Okay, see, I was under the impression that, because he's a nurse, he's fucking up to par with his health and stuff.
And you have to get tested to be in nursing school and stuff.
Exactly. So what I'm thinking, because we were kind of seeing each other for a bit, I've fooled around with him four or five times or whatever. It was before the pandemic. And yeah, the last time I met up with him, he unfortunately contracted syphilis and he told me, and I had to go get tested at Anishinaabe Health. And
damn.
Yeah, got that dealt with, but that was one of the...
What did that feel like?
I felt dirty. I felt scared. I was I remember feeling ashamed of it and being feeling very guilty and really just, I felt icky,
Did you tell anyone?
No, I didn't tell anybody actually. I told my mom.
We told all of our listeners
now. I'm telling everybody in the fucking world. But yeah, I remember just feeling really shameful about it. But then when I went to go get tested and just learning about it, and they were no, this is actually pretty common. Everyone gets an STI. Well, not everyone, but it happens, when you're not really safe. And for that brief moment, I was oh, he's a nurse. He's obviously safe. And yeah, I remember. Oh my God, there's another story with him actually.
He didn't give you another one.
No, he didn't give me another one. This was before.
I gave him one.
No, this is when I learned not to finger anybody with fucking...
Is this when you cut him up?
Acrylic nails on. Yeah. So I had these fucking three, maybe 2-3 inch nails on. I don't know why. I was in this nail phase where I was just getting fucking fake nails.
You're in your femtop era?
My femtop era, literally, which is
you
wild.
Like that dick, sis? Take that dick, diva.
You better take that dick, diva.
Back up on it.
Twirl on that.
Come on, baby girl. Girly pop.
Ew, but yeah, I remember having sex with the nurse, and was really into it, and he was asking me to finger him, and I was yeah, sure, so I started fingering him, and Oh God,
Oh, that's scary
I
even to think
cut
about.
him inside somewhere, and I remember just blood gushing out of his fucking hole. And I was like, it wasn't gushing, like I'm probably over
Oh,
exaggerating.
gushing is
But there was
crazy.
just fucking like there was blood, and I remember getting really scared because it was the first time I ever really like experienced blood during like intercourse like that, and it was because of me and my fucking fake ass nails.
I've gotten
But
like my partner has fingered me before with just regular long nails,
mhm.
like just natural long-ish nails, and it's cut me up too, and it's made me bleed.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. I remember we stopped after that, and then he took over.
And then he cut me.
And then he cut me up.
This is karma for him giving you syphilis.
Yeah, well,
You're
this
like
happened. This happened
Edward
before he gave me
Scissorhands.
syphilis.
Oh.
So yeah,
Maybe
it was
it's
crazy.
maybe it's karma for you cutting him up. Holy. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Jeez.
so for those of you who don't know, your anal sphincter, the part of your bum that goes in and out and has that muscle there, the skin is very, very, very thin and very, very, very sensitive. So you're probably thinking like, oh my God, you guys like cut up your assholes. Like that's crazy. It's really not that crazy. In fact, you probably have gotten, they're called micro tears, where there are these tiny little fine little, well, tears in your sphincter. And so you've probably done it just by accident from having like a big poop. Like it happens all the time. It's really, really, really common.
Fuck, imagine ripping your hole because you had a big ass shit.
I've done it before. Like especially when you're constipated or something, like anything that's like a little bit too like thicker than what you're usually used to can lead to micro tears, which is why using condoms is so, so, so important. You do not know if your hole has like micro tears. You can't tell, but it makes it very, 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 it makes it a lot more probable for you to contract HIV or pretty much anything that's a bloodborne infection when you're bottoming. But you can also get it when you're topping as well. So there's this myth that like, oh, only bottoms get HIV. That is not true. You as a top could have micro tears in your penis, or maybe if you cut yourself while you're shaving down there, or if you had like an open sore of some sort, you can get blood that's infected into those areas as well. So you guys, the rule of thumb with HIV, always, always, always get tested.
Mm-hmm.
Getting tested isn't scary like it used to be. Everyone has this misconception that getting tested is like they're going to shove this huge cotton swab up your pee hole and it's going to hurt and then they have to do all these things. No. Getting tested is just blood work now, for the most part. So go and get tested every 3 months, you guys. If you're even if you're not sexually active, go and get tested. Get yourself used to getting tested. Yeah. It's one of those things that you can do preventatively, regularly. That's free and easy. Make a date with your besties. Be like, you guys, let's go get Starbucks. Quickly go get tested, and then make it just a regular habit. It takes no time at all. And
that's fucking crazy.
No, I think that you should, because a lot of people.
I mean, no, like I just imagine our friend group. Hey, you guys want to go get tested today? Like, but it is something that we would fucking do.
It's totally something we would do, and some of us might get something. You never know. There's really no shame in it. Everybody gets STIs. And one way that we can prevent it is just by taking away that stigma of like, ew, you're going to the clinic, because it's already scary enough, you know. People who are there sometimes aren't there they're there for the like darkest moments of their life sometimes. So we really need to have some compassion for these people. There's no shame in getting tested regularly, and also getting, HIV rates for Indigenous people are on the rise. 25% of all new cases in Canada are Indigenous people. And it's not just gay people. In fact, it's a majority straight people. So there's that misconception that it's a gay disease. It is not, you guys. And a lot of people who get STIs, specifically HIV, can contract it from intravenous drug use, which is actually how my mom got HIV. She wasn't out there, having gay sex. She was doing needles with somebody who had it. And so things like that, guys, there's really no stigma that needs to be attached to it. Yeah. Everyone can be at risk of getting it. It's all about being destigmatized. And there's, if for some reason you do get diagnosed with HIV, it's not the same as it was back in the day, like during the HIV AIDS epidemic, where a lot of people, it was a very high mortality rate where a lot of people were dying. It was really scary. It caused a lot of widespread panic amongst straight people, thinking that gay people, like if you touch a gay person, you're going to get AIDS and die. HIV doesn't even HIV and AIDS are different in the sense that HIV makes you a lot more prone to it, but it can progress into AIDS, which is the autoimmune deficiency. Anyway, long story short, if you contract HIV, there is enough medicine and enough technology these days where you can take something called PEP. They can put you on a bunch of what the hell is the name of it? Retroviral drugs, where you can actually become undetectable. Meaning, if you get a HIV test, you won't even come up as positive, even though you have HIV. And if this is the rule, undetectable equals untransmittable. So what that means is if you can get your viral load down so low that you don't even you aren't even detected to have HIV, then you could have sex with your partner without a condom, and there's no chance of you giving HIV to your partner. People who have HIV live long, healthy, beautiful lives. It is not a death sentence anymore. We need to stop treating people who have HIV like they're dirty or like you're going to die if you touch them.
Mm-hmm.
We're not living in the Stone Age anymore. We're not living 40 years ago or even 50 years ago.
The dark days are over.
For real, though, let's really start treating each other with some compassion, and let's take our HIV statuses into our own hands. We should all know our status.
Period.
So I want to know, do you have any insane sex stories? Because like I feel like you and I have different like thresholds of like what I consider kinky. I'm like, oh my god, he licked my toe, versus what you consider kinky, which is like my whole arm was inside of him.
Fuck no, I've never fisted anybody. I'm not shaming anybody.
Have you been fisted?
I haven't, no, but there has been a guy
You fart like you've been fisted.
Fucking
they just come out.
Not even,
sometimes they don't even think you're aware.
She's still tight as a whistle.
Holy fuck.
But no, yeah, I remember like hooking up with this one guy through Grindr who asked to fist me, and I was like, no, that's not happening. Like, yeah, despite what you might think, I'm very fucking tight.
Okay, holy.
Oh shit.
So for the people who don't know, what is fisting?
Yeah, so fisting is when I feel like it's self-explanatory, is when they literally put a whole fist up your motherfucking ass or in your twat, you know, like it's something people are into, you know, it's very prominent, I guess, within the gay community. Not my thing. Not kink
So you've never been fisted.
Never been fisted.
You've never fisted anyone.
Never fisted anybody.
Are you into any like crazy kinks?
I do like a little bit of like BDSM. Sorry.
What is BDSM for our viewers?
Bondage, dominant, submissive, and
masochism.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, like
pain for pleasure.
Yeah, whips and chains excite me.
S&M.
You know, I very much really like that. I've did a few group things in my lifetime. I actually this one year when I forget what year it was for my birthday, but it was actually the year I was sober. And I think I was like wanting like a thrill or something, you know, something like a high. And I remember I went to the Village one night, and I also talked to my boyfriend before this episode. He said that I'm like able to tell these stories because he wants me to be open and honest with it. And I've also told them these stories. But yeah, like this one time I went to the Village, and, you know, I was just real fucking horned up. You know, it was my birthday. It was like before the pandemic, I believe. You know, just really wanted to have some fun. And I ended up meeting this guy at the bar, and we kind of hit it off. We were like dancing, making out. He was with his friends, and I didn't know like the whole status between him and his friends, but they did ask me like, you know, like, have you ever like been in like a threesome or like a foursome before? And I was like, no, actually, I haven't really like dabbled into that. And they were like, would you be into it? And I was like, well, if it's with you guys, yeah, like, because they were all fucking sexy. And then yeah, so long story short, we ended up renting a room at the bathhouse down the street, and that was my first time ever going to a bathhouse.
For our viewers, what is a bathhouse?
A bathhouse is It's basically what it stands for. It's a bathhouse. There's like saunas, there's like swimming pools, like hot tubs. It's just like this place where gays go. They kind of just walk around naked and look for guys to fuck and play with like group play and stuff like that. There's like swings in there and rooms that you could rent out. And there's like cages where you could like put on a show. And that's where me and the three other guys went. We, yeah, we went to the bathhouse. We went into like this cage and we gave those motherfuckers a show. But yeah, it was definitely something really fun. I'm always down to try something once in my life. Yeah, it was really a unique experience. I've definitely gotten to a lot of freaky shit in my lifetime, for sure.
Okay, dick pig. Damn.
God,
well,
yeah.
happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to me. Yeah. And like I remember this one summer I was really into cruising.
Okay.
Like
for our viewers, what's cruising?
So cruising is like when you go into like public places, you're like on a trail, or some guys go to like different washrooms, or there's just like public areas like around.
It's usually parks. Like random like ravines and stuff.
Yeah, it was actually my friends who brought me cruising for the first time. It was 3 of us, and they were like telling me about it. Like they were telling me about this place in Toronto, and they were like, yeah, like they were just like explaining cruising to me because I've never like experienced it before. And they were like, yeah, you just like walk around. There's all these gay guys walking around in the trails. Like, if you like a guy, guys just kind of make eye contact, and then you follow him or he follows you, and you guys start having fun. And that was like, yeah, I don't know how long ago that was, but yeah, I definitely dabbled into that. That was something I was into for a bit, not necessarily anymore.
Any like glory hole moments?
I've never had any glory hole.
For our viewers, what's a glory hole?
A glory hole is like a board where there's literally just a hole there. It's very anonymous type of sex where a guy just like puts his dick there and whoever's on the other side could do whatever he wants with it,
Truck stop bathrooms sometimes.
Yeah, no, after that first time I went to a bathhouse, I went to the bathhouse again like maybe like 2 times after that to kind of explore. And yeah, I remember going to a glory hole there. I was the one who put my dick in there, which was interesting. Yeah, no, it's definitely been a time. I've experimented a lot.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
I feel like I never had a hoe phase.
Mm-hmm. Which is kind of like, how do you feel about that?
There are some moments where I'm like, damn, did I miss out?
Mm-hmm.
Like, could I have like explored and did all these things? Who would I be now if I did have a hoe phase? Yeah. But I feel like that's just societal pressure on me, feeling like you should have did this, you should have whored around. When I always advocate to young people as a sexual health educator, I always advocate to young people, don't let anybody else determine what is right for you. Mm-hmm. What's healthy for your body? What does sex look like to you? What do you enjoy? It's literally your decision. You are always in control. Yep. And then I started thinking about it and I'm like, no, you know what? Ever since I was young, I always wanted to have a partner that loved me, who I thought was very attractive, who I was able to have sex with kind of whenever I wanted. And I realize now a lot of the friends who I had who would always shame me for like not taking chances and not like having sex and being crazy. A lot of those friends, ironically, wanted what I had. They wanted a meaningful relationship, mm-hmm. but instead they were going out and fucking faceless random people and getting upset the next day when they didn't get a text back or the person ghosted them. And so I got to see a lot of my friends tell me like, you need to open up more, go and suck a cock and do this and do that. And like, that's fine, whatever.
Go suck a dick. This isn't the 80s.
Yeah, literally. And I would feel bad about it. I'm like, oh. And then, but what I wanted instead was I wanted dates. I wanted serious dates. Yeah. I wanted a life partner. I wanted hand holding. I wanted kisses on the cheek. I wanted back rubs. I wanted foreplay. I didn't necessarily want sex all the time. Mm-hmm. In fact, I looked forward to the neck kisses and the like sensual massages and the showering together. I wanted all that intimacy without the sex. but I couldn't get it from strangers because I wanted to like the person. So I needed a boyfriend to do that with. So that's what I was looking for. And I always felt shamed because that was my goal. And it was so different than the young people that I was growing up with. And that's why I always got accused of being a slut and being all these things when really all I was just really horny for love and horny for connection. And because to me, it's such a spiritual thing. And I know not everybody agrees with this, but for me, whenever I would get sexual with somebody, I couldn't help but think this is a spiritual exchange. I was taught by some of my aunties who are very spiritual, when you lay down with somebody in that kind of a way, you give a piece of yourself to that person, whether you think you do or not. Because some people are like, oh, I know some people who are like, sex is like a handshake. It's like not a big deal. That's so the opposite of what I think. I think if I'm going to have sex with somebody, I'm giving them a piece of myself. And I cannot help but to feel that way. Even if it's a one-night stand. I've never even had a one-night stand, but if I did, I would feel like this person now has a small part of me. And that feels vulnerable. It feels like they've taken something from me. And I want to be gladly giving it to somebody versus somebody just having a part of me. And the trust is the difference. So I've looked into it and I found out that I'm demisexual, meaning I need to have an established trust and relationship and respect for the person that I'm with. Otherwise, I'm not really that sexual.
Is that a part of the LGBTQ?
No, I think it's just anyone can be, straight people can be demisexual as well. It doesn't really have anything to do with queerness.
Oh.
Yeah. So what are you? Would you consider yourself pansexual?
No. Oh, wait. Yeah.
So you fuck pans. Just kidding. Because I'm potsexual. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, there's been a brief moment in my life where I was talking to someone who was trans.
Was this the stripper?
She's not a stripper. No, she's a part of a ballroom.
Oh, she's like cabaret.
Voguing community.
Oh, okay.
No, she's Vogues. But yeah, I remember thinking of the idea of us being intimate. Like we did have intimate conversations, but thinking about that and remember questioning almost my queerness a little bit, and it was this is a woman, although she's trans, she's still a woman in my eyes. But I respected her and I wanted to make her feel good, I thought about those moments. And I remember thinking wait, but does this I don't know, I remember getting really confused about it, but I remember just thinking no, I think sex is a very spiritual thing, and I think it doesn't even really matter who it's with. And yeah, if I'm attracted to a person because of their spirit and their soul, sure, I guess that considers me pansexual, but yeah, that was
labels are labels.
Yeah, no,
that's why I love queerness and two-spirit
it's
identity.
So fluidity,
we get to just be humans first.
Exactly, and I like that. I liked entertaining that idea, I guess you could say, or navigating and exploring that, and
spirits connecting.
Yeah, no, it was more of a spiritual connection, and I think I really liked that. And yeah, I hope I don't know, she's listening, but yeah, she was a really cool person.
I sometimes wonder about myself too. I never say never, guys. I have met girls in my life where I've been obsessed with them. Not in a friendship way, but this could be somebody I really, really like. I'm attracted to them emotionally. They give me an emotional boner, where I'm this person is so fun to be around. There's such a breath of fresh air. They get me excited to hang out. Everything is really perfect, except I don't know if I could see myself having sex with them. But I know that I would love to have them as a partner.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But then it makes me think, I'm well, I don't need to have sex with somebody for them to be my partner. And then I just start thinking all of this is so colonial. I'm why does there have to be rules? Can't we just love people and just
exist?
Yeah. And it makes me wonder about back in the day.
How it was back then.
Yeah, I'm sure people had just multiple partners and were out there just kind of fucking who they wanted to fuck and respectfully and not ashamed of well, this person is, has these genitals and this person has these, and I just really feel people just came together in the spirit of connection.
Yeah.
And then the spirit of love. Yeah.
Rather than now, I feel it's very transactional, fuck.
It really feels that way too.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about sex work?
Oh, I love sex work. I've definitely participated in sex work in my lifetime. I always
Wait, who would buy your pussy? Just kidding. I hope your pussy was on discount. Hope there was a promo code.
Clearance.
Your pussy is in the clearance bin. Your
Fuck
pussy comes with a
that.
gift receipt.
My
Final sale. No
My-
refunds.
my pussy, my pussy's like a Birkin bag, honey.
Your pussy's like a working bag from Walmart.
Stupid. But yeah, no, like I truly believe that sex work is valid, you know, it's work. I've dabbled in it a few times in my lifetime. I've had friends who are sex workers. I still have friends who are sex workers, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, I don't know. Like
a lot of my friends are sex workers, actually, now I think about it. And for those of you who are listening, sex work meaning all types of sex work. You may not even realize you are participating in sex work. Anytime you've called a sex work phone operator and talked to somebody, you have participated in sex work. If you've ever watched porn in your entire life, you have participated in sex work.
Yep. You're a consumer of sex work.
Yes, you are a part of that business. You are a part of that industry. You cannot choose to not participate in it if you're actively doing things like that. It's like fashion. If you're getting dressed in the morning, you are a part of the fashion industry. If you are jacking off to lesbians online, you are a part of the porn/sex work industry. These people are giving us pleasure. They're here for our entertainment. They're fulfilling a human need. Everyone is going to be having sex. It's one of the biggest, most, profitable industries in the entire world. It's worth billions. We need to be making sure that these people are respected.
Mm-hmm.
We need to make sure that this system is regulated, that there are safety plans in place for these people, and we need to decriminalize it.
Yeah.
Sex work is work, and even OnlyFans. All of your friends who do OnlyFans, guess what? Sex workers. That one masseuse who gives a little happy ending at the end of the massage, sex worker. You don't even have to sell sex to be a sex worker. You can just sell your body, people looking at your body and things like that. So really change the way that you guys view sex work.
Mm-hmm.
It 100% is work, and it's valid, and it comes with it many, many skills, many opportunities. And one last thing I'll say on it is you have sex for free with ugly guys. So if they're going to have sex with some hotties and make, $300 for it, let them do it.
Let them do it.
No shame in that game.
Jeez. I feel like we talked about a lot of things during this episode.
Yeah, I've never had a threesome.
That's crazy.
Is it? I almost had a threesome once. It didn't go very well. I don't want to get into the story. It's not that funny. It's actually quite sad. All right, so we're gonna wrap up this episode. Geez, we talked about a lot. This was such a raunchy episode. I love it.
It was real rank.
And we didn't even talk about the P spot. Real quick, you guys, the P spot is also known as the prostate, which is the male G spot. So similar to how the women have the clit, men have what's called a prostate in their bums. It's the size of a walnut. And it's amazing, you guys. It's amazing. Straight guys who are out there who are listening, let your girlfriend put their finger in your bum while you come. It tastes. It feels amazing. It will change your life. It's full body orgasm like you've never experienced.
So remember my first P spot orgasm.
It will change your life. Gay guys aren't the only ones who have the P spot. The men have it too. Don't be scared of your bum. It's not gay if you're having sex with your girlfriend.
Let your girlfriend peg you.
Let her peg you. Let her put her fingers up your butt. Let her do all that kind of stuff. It's amazing. It's liberating, and it's not gay because you're literally having sex with a woman. Idiot. Okay, now, while we're wrapping up our episode, I want to know, Scott, what is one thing that younger Scott would have liked to have known about sex?
Fuck, I think I spoke about this earlier, but I just wish I was more educated in same-sex sex, gay sex. like anal penetration, oral, like, being a guy, the P spot, like I feel like my life would have been so much different if that was so normalized in public school and we learned about that, and it's just unfortunate that straight sex is considered the norm to teach in schools and they're not teaching other forms of it, It's just, yeah, it just doesn't do anybody well. Like, fuck, like, you heard me. I was using fucking Aveeno as lube.
That's crazy.
And, like, I feel like if that education was still more, it was more in, like, public schools and whatnot and learning about that at a very young age. And, if it was destigmatized a lot more, I think it would be a lot more different for sure. So, yeah, I just feel like a lot more awareness and, same-sex sex would have been more ideal, I guess you could say.
Yeah, all of that would have directly translated into proper sex education.
I wouldn't have made that guy bleed, probably. With my nails.
That's fucking true.
But yeah, what about you?
When I was in junior high, I remember we had health class and we had one sex ed class per semester, which was crazy. And all we did was look at pictures of rotten vaginas that were like
blue waffles.
Yeah, puffy and pussy and infected. And it was just scare tactics. It was so awful. And then we all had to put on condoms on these little wooden things. I don't even know what they were. And we had to practice putting on condoms. Nothing to do with anal, nothing to do with any kind of queer sex, no lesbian anything. It was so awful. And I remember thinking like, wait a second. I know straight people who have straight sex, but who also engage in queer sex every once in a while. Like, it's not just straight people who are having same-sex sex. I mean, it's not just same-sex sex who are having same-sex sex. It's straight people as well engaging in same-sex sex. There's bisexual people. There's like people who don't identify with anything. Like, so many people are having queer sex. Why are we not talking about it? And this is a direct result of so many different things, but one of them is who we elect into government. And without getting too political, it's hard not to get political when you're queer and indigenous. Your whole life is political. People are making decisions about you and your body without your involvement. But yeah, make sure that moving forward, you elect people into positions where they're going to be keeping you and your family and your loved ones safe, because it ain't safe out here, you guys. It really isn't. And a lot of our young people who are engaging in high risk sex, a lot of that could be avoided if we just talked about it more and didn't make them feel like something was wrong with them or that they were going to go to hell or die for having gay sex. I wish I would have known that it's okay for me not to be sexual as much as my friends. I always felt like we were running a race and I was losing, when in reality, there is no race. We're not going anywhere. Nothing's happening. There's no competition. No one actually gives a shit. But I scared myself so much thinking I was missing out on something and that something was wrong with me. At one point, I thought I was asexual, which for those of you who don't know, asexual meaning you don't experience any kind of sexual attraction or anything like that. I fully thought that that was me at some point because I wasn't craving sex the way my friends were so obsessed with it all the time. It was like, I didn't give a shit to go to a party and look for someone to hook up with. I was there to listen to cool music, listen to funny stories with my friends, play some games, get a little bit lit, and go home. That's what I wanted to do, or and eat some cool food. But everyone there seemed really focused on hooking up. And I remember thinking, what is wrong with me? I should be doing this. And then that pressure was really not fun to grow up with, on top of being queer, which is already bad enough. So I wish I knew that. It's no race. There is no journey. There's no destination.
We all have our own shit.
Yeah. Listen to your heart and answer the calling within you. Don't chase after somebody else's calling. And then what's one thing do you think that Indigenous communities can do better for sex?
More education, definitely. There's such a stigma around sex in our communities. People are so scared to talk about it, you know, and I do know like it's a direct result because of intergenerational trauma and like the sexual abuse a lot of people faced within residential schools and whatnot. But I think it's really important to have conversations like this, you know, and I've noticed a lot of the youth within our communities are the ones starting these conversations. So yeah, I just really urge, you know, to have more safe sex programming, you know, teach this in schools, not only in schools, but like within communities, you know, don't expect don't expect everyone to learn everything in school, you know? And I think it's really important to just have more educational programs within our communities around it. Yeah, and just talking about it, being open about it, you know, reminding people about consent. Education is really key, you know, to understanding sex.
Yeah, knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the job of the teacher to teach, it's the job of parents, of caregivers, of adults to teach the young people around you in a safe, respectful way about sex and about their bodies, and let them arm them with the knowledge and then trust that they'll make the right decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I am a sexual health educator, and I've been doing this for 4 years now with CANFAR, which is the Canadian AIDS Network. And I go into many different places and talk to young people about sex. And there are sometimes, even like when I'm brought into like First Nations, like reserves, I would hear people be like, ew, why are we bringing in a gay man to talk to 12-year-olds about sex? That's weird. And I'm like,
That's stupid.
thinking it to my head, I'm like, you saying that is the fucking reason why we need me in here to talk about sex, because you are shutting down any kind of advancement, any kind of conversations about sexuality. And newsflash, just because you think 12-year-olds aren't having sex doesn't mean that they're not having sex. They are, whether we like it or not. It's not fucking weird. And then it's also homophobic to be like, ew, why is a queer man coming in to talk about sex with the kids? Honey, me being queer has nothing to do with anything. Also, it's super homophobic to imply that I'm somehow grooming these kids, or I just get off on talking to kids about sex. That's so inappropriate and so disrespectful. I'm going there to talk about sex because my cousin got pregnant at 12. There are many kids on my reserve who are getting pregnant under 16.
Mm-hmm.
We have people who are dying of HIV in our communities who aren't just kids. And there's so many two-spirit people in our community who are taking off at 18 once they're adults to go into the city to go get fucked on Grindr because they don't know how to respect their bodies and they don't know how to properly engage in sex and how to do it safely. They're taking the bare minimum of what they deserve because they can't get it anywhere else because you guys shame them.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't fucking talk to anybody about it. They don't even... There are people who haven't even had an orgasm and they're in their fucking 50s. Also, don't tell me not to talk to young people about sex when, how do you think all these kids got here? It's because all of y'all were fucking around and not wrapping it up and thinking about your fucking responsibility to your community. You guys are out here getting fucking all these different STIs. So yeah, let me come in and help the young people. Let me go in and talk about getting fucking tested because you guys clearly aren't. And look how great that's working. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent.
You're getting fucking heated. Shut up.
I'm getting off on a tangent, but I'm passionate about this because it's so important in our communities. And I hate when I go into communities and I have people telling me I'm gross or that I shouldn't be there or like I'm pushing sexuality on kids. I am not doing that. Teenagers have sex. They do shit like that. They're going to continue to do it. It is our responsibility. And I would argue as a two-spirit person, it's part of my role, my responsibility in community to talk to these young people and be like, listen, just please be safe. Here are some resources. Just promise me you'll take these into consideration when you're out there making these choices. We love you. We respect you. Your body is sacred. Sex is sacred. Make good choices. That's what I want for our communities. Start bringing in people to start destigmatizing the way we talk about sex. And you elders out there too. Holy, you elders out there too.
Just no one's fucking safe right now. Fuck.
It's the elders too. We don't need to be talking about that. They're too young. They're this, they're that. They're not too young. And neither were you. Somebody should have talked to you about sex too. And I'm sorry they didn't. But that doesn't mean that we don't need to do it now.
Yeah.
It's so imperative now. And we need to be talking about all kinds of sex. Sex is sacred, you guys, and it's always been sacred in our communities. Let's go back to that. Holy ishnish. Thank you for my little mini rant, okay, my TED Talk. But it's fucking my podcast. I'm a rant if I want to. You know how people are like, you talk so much, get a podcast. Well, guess what? We have one now, and I'm fucking talking. So shut up and listen. Just kidding. But no, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
I think that's what our communities need.
I agree. You're very valid with all those points.
And I really hope that you and I, talking about all the things that we've talked about today, that there's somebody young out there who's listening who's like, shit, these are a lot of great things to consider. I really, really hope so. And you guys, don't be scared to comment, to send us messages. Our email is in our link tree. You can send us messages on Facebook. If you have questions.
Don't send me any messages.
don't send Scott any. I'll answer them when it comes to like resources and like where to get help. Actually, we have a list of resources that we want to share with you guys, because I feel like it would be almost irresponsible to be talking about all of these things and then not offer you some type of like concrete, practical places that you could reach out to in order to get support about things like this.
Mm-hmm.
So first and foremost, I already mentioned to you guys that I'm a member of the CanFar Sex Fluent Squad, which is a collection of, I think there's 5 or 6 influencer content creators across Canada who make videos on different topics related to all things sex. You can go to www.sexfluent.ca. The website is very, very intuitive. It has everything from consent to pretty much everything we talked about today. Honestly, go check it out. And the mascot is a queer Black drag queen, which we love. And it's very inclusive when it comes to like all different types of bodies, all different types of bodies and all different types of sexual orientations. Absolutely no judgment. Tons and tons of resources. You guys go and check it out. Sexfluent.ca. Another great one is the Sexuality and Gender Diversity at the Canadian Centre for Gender and Sexual Diversity. It's called CCGSD. They offer workshops and programs focused on sexual health, specifically tailored to 2S LGBTQIA communities. You can go to the 519, which is based in Toronto, which is a community centre that provides sexual health resources. There's AIDS Vancouver, which provides a variety of sexual health resources. Health Initiative for Men, which is HIM. It's Vancouver-based, and it's dedicated to the health and wellness of gay, bi, and other men who have sex with men. Queer Ontario is really great. Who else? I'm just thinking of any that you can think of off the top of your head.
Go Freddy is really good.
Yeah. If you guys want, get on PrEP.
Yeah. Doxy PrEP.
Yeah. Really quick, PrEP is
pre-exposure prophylaxis or
pre-exposure prophylaxis. Sorry. We've been filming a long time. These lights are fucking with my ability to think. Pre-exposure prophylaxis, which is a pill that you take every single day. It's a medicine that helps you, keeps you safe from contracting HIV.
And there's Doxy PrEP, which helps you be safe from contracting syphilis and chlamydia now.
Right. And it's free. If you're a Canadian person, it's free and it can get delivered to your doorstep. Ask your doctor about whether or not PrEP is something that you should be getting on. If you are a queer or a gay person or a man who has sex with men, definitely consider doing it. It's one extra layer of protection that has virtually no side effects that you can take every single day, and it just keeps you a lot more safe. Also, if you think that you've contracted HIV for any kind of reason and you're worried about it, you can also get what's called PEP, which is not PrEP, but it's PEP, PEP, post-exposure prophylaxis, which is a medication that you can get on, which is also free. You can get it in any emergency room, and it's a couple of pills. One of them is PrEP, but it's mixed with another pill, and you take that for 21 days, and that eliminates your chances of getting or contracting HIV by a considerable amount. So definitely think about those kinds of things. And yeah, just keep yourself safe, guys.
Be safe.
We love you, cousins. Take care of your bodies.
Consent is sexy.
Go out there and snag, but be safe.
Pooch your fucking life away.
Pooch and be merry.
But yeah, everyone deserves a little pooch in their lives.
Mm-hmm. Find that P spot and that G spot. We'll love both of those.
Good.
Okay. Well, yeah, I want to say thank you all for listening to this very, very, very fun and exciting and sexy and rank episode.
It was so raunchy.
And it was so much fun to film.
I loved it.
Yeah. And thank you to our little sissy Morgan who came and helped out.
Yeah.
Love our girly.
She's going to be here.
Mm-hmm. Get used to her. And yeah, so listen to episode 5 coming out, which is super excited. Make sure you guys follow us on all social media
like
at
and subscribe.
Real Rank Pod, and send in those comments and keep those reviews coming, you guys. We hit 100 5-star reviews the other day. I think we're at like 109 or something now. Ooh. They just keep coming in. You guys are absolutely amazing, showing us so much love. We love you, cousins. And we're coming out with our Resi cameo, so you guys can start requesting videos from us that are specific and
Mhm.
tailored to kind of anything you want us to do, birthday requests, shout outs, little 2-minute roasts, things like that.
It's going to be good.
And yeah, keep a lookout for our website and our merch coming soon, which we're super excited to share with you all. And yeah, until next time, I am Kyron Potts.
And I'm Scott Wabano.
Ish niche.
Bye, guys. Have
See
a good
you.
one.